Hello everybody and welcome to this special episode where I am right now in Siddhartha, Goa, and what we're going to show you is a special workshop on Portuguese cuisine where we have a chef called Carlos Martin Alves who is flown all the way from Portugal and is conducting this workshop at the restaurant of Alfama in Siddhartha, Goa. Now this workshop is supposed to be of 3 hours and it's 3 o'clock on my watch, and it's going to be a 3-hour workshop till 6 o'clock, and we hope to learn a lot of Portuguese cuisine, and let's see what all we can learn, so follow me. And as I come inside the Alfama restaurant, there's a beautiful aroma of very delicious food being prepared by the chef, and you can see behind me there's a dish already ready. So right now I'm in the mini kitchen that's prepared specially for this workshop, and I have with me Chef Carlos Martin Alves. So Chef, what brings you to Goa for this workshop and how have you been enjoying the workshop?
I think it's nice. Yesterday you did well already. Today you are going to prepare a few dishes, main dishes, starter, and a few desserts. We change one dessert because technical problems oblige us to change, but now we choose another dessert for Christmas. Okay, that's.
And Goa has links with Portuguese since it was a colony of Portuguese. So have you tasted Goan food, and what similarity do you find between Goan and Portuguese food?
There's a lot of touch between one and other kitchen, because we use several elements of the same elements you use in your kitchen, we use in our kitchen. Someone's brought from India, and I suppose vinegar that came from Portugal, but we have more from England than we have from Portugal, I suppose. We have lots of all the spices, we have all the coriander, the garlic, and so on, and you have the vinegar. You want the vinegar.
So now you are going to teach the people in Goa Portuguese cuisine. Have you tried your stint in Goan cuisine?
I like very much Goa cuisine.
Some of your favorite dishes?
Yes, yesterday night I had a biryani, fantastic, and I had already shakuti, sarpatel, and so on.
Okay, so, and what are the things that you are going to cook today and show us and all the people?
You are going to do a show because you have 12 dishes in 3 hours. It's impossible to do 12 dishes in 3 hours, but we are going to prepare. You have already prepared something in the kitchen, and here just to do a kind of simulation of preparation, and you have the final product that comes from the kitchen. Because it wasn't possible.
Some of the dishes that we're gonna
Today,
yeah.
You have coriander soup, or a sorda, as you want.
The soda.
A sorda, it's a typical dish for the south of the country, made with bread, broth of anything you want to put in it. And after you have a codfish, bacalhau à brás.
Okay.
It's also a Portuguese dish that can be changed because you can do or bacalhau à brás, or we can do bacalhau the same way, or you can do the same basis brás with only vegetables, with meat, with fish.
Okay.
The brás is the name of the way to do.
Okay.
But we can use codfish, it's the first one, but after you can do all these variations of the same recipe. So, bacalhau à brás, this, after we have a lamb stew from the south of the country too.
Yummy. Sounds very yummy.
The stew.
Yeah, the lamb stew sounds yummy.
Yes, it's okay. It's a stew, Portuguese stew with coriander, garlic, and so on, and white wine.
So is it dry or is it?
No, they have a little bit of sauce, and you can eat with bread, or just with by itself, or with the potatoes.
Okay.
Today I did with potatoes because we have bread soup, so we change a little to do potatoes.
The Portuguese cookery workshop organized by Semana de Cultura started with a bang, as I had expected, with a traditional dish cataplana de peixe de marisco, which is fish and seafood cataplana. The Alfama restaurant in Siddharth had a subtle aroma of olive oil and vinegar, and not forgetting wine, which made my tummy churn and earn, so that 35 minutes of cooking time of the cataplana ends and I gobble the dish up.
Chef, can you tell us what is this dish that you have prepared right now?
This dish, this is cataplana of fish, shellfish and vegetables. Cataplana is this container. It's
What is the typical taste of this dish? Is it sweet? Is it sour? Is it bland? How would you define the taste of this dish?
the taste.
Yeah.
I find by smelling.
So you find the taste by smelling, but
Yeah.
isn't that bad manners? Like when you go to eat, you smell the food. Isn't that bad manners?
Of course not. Why? Because sorry, do you want more?
So you've used a mixture and a variety of fish in this.
It's fish and vegetables, clams and shellfish.
Okay, and can this be eaten by itself, or do you need an accompaniment along with it? Do you need an accompaniment along with it?
It can be eaten with rice. It can be eaten with potatoes.
Okay.
Wild rice, it's very good with this because this is very,
So
this.
it has to be cooked in this typical dish.
Yes, you can also cook it in a pressure pan.
Okay. So this dish is supposed to be cooked in the way it is in this earthen pot, but as chef says, we can also cook this in a pressure cooker.
Food can certainly become an obsession and passion for people like me who live to eat. And undoubtedly, when it comes to eating, not really eating, tasting 12 dishes prepared by Chef Carlos Martins Alves, who has planned menus for the high-ranking heads of states like Barack Obama, Vladimir Putin and Nicolas Sarkozy. It was heaven on earth to see the chef go about preparing and turning out recipes of Portugal, which I'm sure would make you a fan just like we are of the Portuguese football team.
I have one of the participants of the workshop with me, Edith De Silva Pereira, and you've just tasted the dish that he's made. It's a mixture of all vegetables and fish. And so, how do you like the taste?
Well, I should say that it has a very subtle taste. The flavors of all the ingredients that he has used has come up to the fore, and that has brought out the best flavor of the dish, because he's used a lot of seafood, and that is what is making it very, very delicious.
Have you tried cooking Portuguese dishes before, or is this the first time that you have come for such a workshop and will be going home and cooking some Portuguese dishes?
Oh, I have tried in my own way with whatever recipes I have and whatever my mother and all has taught me, and I have retuned myself a little more better by watching this. It's the techniques. It is worth it because there are some techniques which we wouldn't know out here in Goa, and learning it directly from them is making it a better dish.
Thank you so much.
An incredible session witnessed 25 participants who were glued and intense watching the chef in action, and me just anxiously waiting for the next dish to be prepared. It was an awesome treat, breathing in non-polluted air and aromatic flavors which were appetizing enough as Chef Carlos explained in detail various variations that can be used for preparations of Portuguese cuisine.
As you can see, this is just the normal toast that we use when we are sick and we have fever, that we dip into a cup of black tea, and it is smeared with olive oil and garlic, and what it has on top is the mushrooms cooked by the chef. So let me go ahead and try how this is. Really nice, delicious. It's not spicy. It has a very soft flavor. You can get the flavor of the garlic and the olive oil, and it really brings out a very good flavor from this. So I'm sorry you can't get to have it, but I will have it.
I thought to myself what an amazing chef Carlos is. Despite new trends and contemporary cooking taking over the kitchen, he stuck and followed styles and traditions of the genuine Portuguese culinary methods and styles.
This is done as the risotto with small pieces.
As you can see, this is something called lamb stew. Now, if you look at it, it looks exactly like mutton rogan gosh that we normally eat in India. But let me go and taste it and then tell you what exactly are the key ingredients. And this is a croissant, a dinner roll that we always have. So, the lamb is tender, and as I mentioned earlier, Portuguese cuisine has different flavors for different kinds of food, and this lamb stew was again cooked with olive oil, and it has potatoes and coriander, which gives it a flavor of Goan food as well. But what they did in the end was they sprinkle a little vinegar in the end to give it a little tangy taste, and that what differentiates it from the normal mutton rogan gosh that we have in the Indian version of the lamb. So, yet another yummy dish by the chef from Portugal, and still more food going to be cooked. A lot of desserts, yes, for all you people who love eating sweets, just like me. There's going to be a lot of sweets, as he mentioned earlier. There's going to be marmalade and there's going to be cakes, and keep waiting.
Some mouth-watering dishes prepared were coriander soup, patanika the bacalhau were codfish cakes, red wine braised mushrooms, lamb stew, and the sinful delights in desserts like alfazarão sponge cake, pears poached in red wine, and pumpkin marmalade.